the agenda, we're going to go through a bit of setting the context here, the water life cycle in buildings, water metering. Maia is going to run us through some water use optimization strategies here. We'll draw that link between energy and water, and then into sort of best practices, tips and tricks.
So every stage that's within your building has an opportunity to reduce and conserve or improve. We're going to focus on the water meter first. This is one of the most critical tools that we can have. We can focus on this area in the short term, but it really needs to be something that you look for in the long term. Focusing on your water consumption is going to be a first step in controlling your costs and making sure that you can identify any inefficiencies that might be in your system. Check your bills, know what your rates are, and try to figure out how often you're getting billed for that water so that you can identify these problems early.
Which leads us into pumping and the impact that has on the interrelation between pumping energy and water. Some quick opportunities here: scheduling domestic hot water pumps during unoccupied periods. We can look at variable speed drives on booster pumps too.
This can be prevented with the filter system and some sort of treatment system. And we really want to focus on trying to ensure that there's, better designs in place based on, how much water you're using in your building. You can develop a water use intensity baseline. Typically what it's going to be is it's going to compare your building with a similar type building of a similar size. The first step is the water audits. So this is relatively easy for you to do within your building. You're basically going in the building and you're counting, how many fixtures do I have in this building? Where is my water going? How is it being used?
The key thing here is don't give up on your water audit when you can't reconcile them. Don't give up on your energy audit. Every time I've done that, I've dug deeper, I found opportunities, right? So it's a good technique, it works, but you have to be stubborn.
Knowing that the plumbing fixtures are often one of the highest water consumers, are oftentimes our first step is looking at plumbing fixture replacements. So we spend a lot of money and time and energy trying to keep all the plants flourishing, but that's costing us millions of liters a year. So, putting a water meter on your irrigation system is definitely a step or a measure forward to make sure that you're monitoring it, making sure you're keeping good practices. The key thing to know about wastewater is that it's containing a lot of suspended solids, waste. It's increasing your acidity in your pipes. It has a big impact on what you leave with when you leave the building. How does that impact the city? How does that impact your utility costs? And why do you care? What we're trying to just drive home is develop a water conservation plan. This is an operation maintenance list. It can look like this, or it can look like the slide following, but something that just sort of gets you started.
We're recommending that you develop plans, and we might all be saying, it's just another plan, more work for us. What I want to drive home here is that these don't need to be overly onerous or complex. These can be brief, they can be concise, to the point. They can be simple, and there's help to do that as well.
Wastewater is the same thing. So what you're seeing here is exactly what we talked about already. We're performing an annual inspection. We're looking at how tenants are using their water, how they're draining their water. Maybe we're developing a little bit of a guideline or an education awareness to the tenants so that we can bring in some change in behavior.